Greetings, programs, and welcome to part 4 of Prime Time. So, as you can see, today I'm actually going to be taking a look at several figures. These are just the 3 small Optimus Primes that I own. I considered looking at this one too, the tiny turbo changer, but it's not worth it. You pull out arms, and there you go. So, I guess he did get his review. He's tiny, he's 2 colors, 3 I guess. He's got all these nice painted, non-moving wheels. There he is. So, anyway, let's look at the 3 figures that we're actually here to talk about. And for fun, I think I'm going to start with this one. I have no idea what line this is from, if this is even from a line. I found it at Walgreens around Christmas, and if you bought 2 of them, you got 2 of them for free, and they only made 4 characters. I do not have the Bumblebee because I bought 2 Megatrons and gave the other Megatron to a friend. Because I'm just a good friend like that. So, yeah, it's just a simple little Optimus, you know, blue obvious legs in the back, big red cab in the front. The wheels mostly work. I'm shedding, apparently, despite having just had most of my hair cut off. Yeah, so for transformation, you have to unpeg the leg from back here, which is a little easier said than done sometimes. Just spin it around. Grab the entire upper half of the cab, just pull it back for now. The arms are on these little, like, offset armatures. So you just pull these out until they click. Spin down the arms. Then you bring down, basically the backpack. And it will rest and sort of clip right there. And that's it. You have this little doesn't like to stand Optimus now. And for as simple as it is, it's okay. I mean, you know, it's got, you know, 5mm hands, so, you know, hand it a Battle Master that's as big as it is, and pop the Battle Master apart while you're trying to put him in the hand, but, you know, he's holding it. He can actually hold things. You know, he came with no accessories, and he rattles. But, to be fair, you know, the joints do hold fairly well. The face is easily the best part of it. You know, it has a really, really decent little head sculpt. Head does swivel a bit. Kind of rotates, so I guess it's just a really, really tight ball joint, but it wiggles a little bit and it looks around. Ball joint up here in the shoulder that's very limited. You don't actually get any in and out from it, so you just, I guess if you move it up, you can rotate it out, but when you've got it like that, the armature gets in the way. Nothing at the elbow. Funny enough, because of the offset armature, this one will go out, but not that one. Ball joint at the hips, you get a little bit of forward, a little bit of back. The knee does pretty well, you know, absolute full range of motion in that knee from transformation. And then, the feet are molded completely flat, so you don't even get any kind of, like, decent, you know, real pose with the legs out. No, you just gotta have it all just straight, and then hope it'll stand, because the back of the legs are entirely hollow, and it just likes to fall over. Moving on, then, we have one of 50,000 million versions of this tiny, tiny Legends Optimus. And, yeah, this one did actually come with a sword, which I thought was nice, because, hey, it's tiny and it actually has an accessory. So that was cool. As you can see, it's got kind of that same thing going on with the Fireburst Prime, where it's like a really, really dark blue here. Thankfully, this is at least showing up as blue. Black underside. Only these wheels actually work. This one's a little bit smaller and is just there for show. Tiny little printed on Autobot logo there. A little bit of silver for the headlights and sort of a very slight blue tint to the windshield. But yeah, for as tiny as this one is, this one's actually... I like this one a lot. Let's just put it that way. I like this one. So, for transformation, you're going to pull the sides of the cab away. It'll rotate out and just immediately become the arms. Going to flip up the head, bring down the legs, and spin it around and split the legs. And there you go. And already at, so much smaller than this one, this thing actually has a little bit of posability to it. As you can see, it's got ball joints in the elbows, so the arms can move around pretty well. Hinge at the shoulder. You can move the arms back from the transformation if you want to. He can look down. He can get, very self-reflective and just look deep inside himself. Ball joint here at the legs, at the hip, which is very, very limited due to everything going on, but it has an ab crunch. Because of the transformation, this little guy has an ab crunch, which I just find really impressive. And, yeah, nothing else at the legs. The knees are completely locked in place. A little bit of an angle to the molding at the feet, so you do want to split his legs apart a little bit. And, as you'd expect, he can hold his sword. The sword is actually on... I think it's a 3mm peg. So this guy could actually grab the weapons off the back of a not a Power Master, a Prime Master, or... One second. Grab the Battle Master back here again. Yeah. Optimus can use Battle Master weapons. So... there's actually like a lot you can do with this tiny guy. And, yeah, again, for being so small, it's got pretty excellent, just G1 looking head sculpt there. And, funny enough, you can totally use the port that I stored the sword in truck mode. You can use it here, and he's got the sword on his back. Which, again, I've always enjoyed. I've had this figure for a long time, and somehow it has not lost any of its luster, despite being, 3 inches tall. So, anyway, there we have some form of Legends Optimus Prime. And for the final figure, we are going to be taking a look at Dark of the Moon Commander Cyberverse. The Cyberverse Commander Optimus Prime. It basically Legends, but not called Legends. So, yeah, unlike the other one, this one does actually have all 6 wheels that work. He's got the classic movie, flame paint job going on. He's got this giant, obvious wing and gun backpack here, which... very difficultly does come off. And there we go. And no, nothing broke, thankfully. I was a little worried there. It was just the back panels here clicking against each other. Seriously, this thing holds on, like, so tight. But then you're just left with a pretty standard little truck cab. And he's got a little bit more of an involved transformation than you'd expect for something this size. So you're going to grab the front of the cab, bring it down a little bit. Let's see, split the back here, rotate it up. Pop this off at the ball joint. Yeah, no. Bring these two halves out and around. Flip up the head. Straighten out the arms. And I apologize, a very quick running theme you're going to notice here. I cannot remember how movie figures transform. Just ever. So anyway, you'll want to spin the legs around on that ball joint. And then there's actually little 2 tabs right here that the hips will pop into. And you're going to slide all of this forward up against his back and split his feet. And there you go. So you've got just a really, really small but pretty well done movie Prime. You know, he's got a little kibble on his arms, but that's pretty common, I find. Ball joint at the shoulder, so, you know, pretty good range of motion here, actually. Hinge joint at the elbow that does go, you know, all the way, so it's not just a 90, it actually is full range. Ball joint here at the hip. That's a hip, not a thigh. Is no thigh rotation, but he does have a knee joint as well. Doesn't go very far, but it's there, which is nice. And then he's got all this. So what you do is you will pull the guns out, knock him over, give him his guns, which are hilariously oversized for him. Then that clip that this was on in truck mode is actually still visible. So you'll grab this, fold the wings out, and it's got 2 clips here. So in truck mode for storage, you use this one, but now we're going to pop it into that one and actually give him his jetpack, which makes him incredibly back heavy. Which is saying something for a figure this tiny. But, yeah. Once you get him all sorted, he does look actually pretty cool. You know, I love kind of just the random robot detail, 6-pack he's got here. The head is pretty well detailed. I mean, again, it's a tiny, tiny head, but they've got a lot of detail on there. Little tiny Autobot symbol because, I mean, it's I don't know who Optimus Prime works for. Which one is he? What side is he on? Answer me! But, no, all in all, for being a movie figure especially, this is actually a really, really good little figure. Because, yeah, the movie Legends and, you know, Cyberverse or whatever other name they gave them, those tiny figures, a lot of those were pretty hit and miss. This one is actually just genuinely really good. So, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.